So I was recently hired to create 2 liveries for Gran Turismo's movie premiere launch event in Los Angeles, where they were doing this big live stream event of the GT World Series to kind of happen in parallel with the launch of the Gran Turismo movie. Guys, this is such a cool project that I got to be invited to be a part of. It was actually a collaboration project with A Bathing Ape and Antisocial Social Club, which, if you're not familiar with them, they're kind of like high fashion streetwear companies. Gran Turismo has actually partnered with them in the past, most recently Antisocial Social Club with the launch of Gran Turismo 7, where there was that GT500 Supra that you could get that cool pink livery with when the game first launched. But I was actually hired because these liveries were created in real life, and they were created to go on an R33 Skyline and an R34 Skyline, where they were basically going to have these cars wrapped with these special liveries in Los Angeles when they were doing this live stream kind of collaboration party, watch party event. And they needed somebody to take these ideas and bring them to life in the actual Gran Turismo game. And normally they would have somebody in-house tackle a project like this, but because the Gran Turismo World Series was happening and because everybody was working on the Gran Turismo movie, the resources to do it in-house just weren't there. So they had to go external, and when they went external, somehow they came across my name. And I wanted to make this video to kind of explain to you how it happened, because it's kind of crazy. I almost didn't make the deadline. It was a really tight deadline. The liveries had some very unique challenges to them, and I really just wanted to put that out there, kind of let you know my experience as a content creator in Gran Turismo, that focuses on liveries specifically. This is very much a big milestone for me, and I'm just ecstatic about it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I obviously make liveries as a hobby, but every now and then somebody will reach out and they have a vision and they want somebody to bring that vision to life for them in the game. And this was really no different. I was just minding my own business, middle of the day one day, and I get this message on Instagram from somebody who asked if I was interested in creating a couple liveries. And to be completely honest with you, I almost said no. Life has been busy. Not only have I not been able to play Gran Turismo, but I really haven't had time to make liveries for myself, much less take on contracts. And the one thing about taking on a contract is I like to bring people's vision to life. And I devote myself 110% to that project while I'm working on it. And let me tell you what, if you put that positive energy out into the world, good things happened. I don't know if you have ever seen that movie with, was it Jim Carrey? It's called Yes Man.
We're gonna make a covenant, Carl. Yes. Do you want to make a covenant? The word is yes, Carl.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Once you leave this building, every time an opportunity presents itself, no matter what it is, you will say yes.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You can see what kind of effect that has on his life from a positive perspective. And then you learn like there's boundaries and you got to say no sometimes, but just by saying yes and opening your world up to those opportunities come to you. And so I said, yes, let's go on ahead and work on this project together. But I didn't know anything about it at this point, and they were being very nondescript. The person that originally reached out actually connected me with somebody else. That person still didn't give me any information. They basically scheduled a Zoom call, which was a big deal because normally when I do livery contracts, it's like a couple DMs on Instagram, a couple messages on Discord. I've never had a Zoom call scheduled to fulfill a livery design contract. So we scheduled the Zoom call, we pulled up, I'm talking with this guy, his name's Carter, super chill dude. And he's kind of talking to me about the idea of this project, but still being very nondescript and not able to really go into the details. And I find out it's because before they're able to go into the details, they need me to sign an NDA.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
Which is a non-disclosure agreement. It is a legally binding contract, if you will, basically saying I'm not going to spill the tea. It basically locks it up from a legal perspective so that their idea stays a secret until they're ready for it to be public. So it's a non-disclosure agreement. And so all I knew at this point was there were 2 liveries. There were 2 liveries that were already created in real life and they needed them created in the game. And I knew that there were graphic design asset packs that would be sent to me, and that all I would have to do is take these asset packs and impose them onto the cars in the game. And once I did that, we would have, a successful project. I don't get to really know what these asset packs look like yet because I haven't signed the NDA. I have to commit to the project before they're able to release the media to me. And so I signed the NDA knowing that there was, I want to say it was like a 4-day turnaround. Maybe we talked on a Thursday, and I had committed to having it done by like Monday morning. Very shortly after I signed the NDA, the asset packs were sent over and I opened them up and I was like, holy cow, what a cool project. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the liveries on the screen here. And as you can see, these are the ones that were created in real life. And it was pretty crazy because I got these asset packs and I straight up saw that tie-dye R34 and I thought to myself, holy cow, that is beyond my skill level from a graphic design perspective, because I am a hobbyist livery designer who has learned graphic design in order to make better liveries in Gran Turismo. I'm not really a graphic designer by trade. And so I'm looking at this tie-dye pattern that I have to somehow get into Gran Turismo, and I straight up told Carter, if I have to actually put this in Gran Turismo myself, like, we're gonna have a problem, because if you look at the file size, this thing is like 2,000 kilobytes. And in order to upload decals into Gran Turismo, they have to be under 15 kilobytes. No. And you can do a lot with reducing file sizes, breaking things up into smaller pieces, etc. But there is no way you are taking a 2,000 kilobyte file and reducing it down to 15 kilobytes without making a lot of sacrifices on quality. And so I told Carter that, like, this is going to be a challenge, that this is out of my skill set, and that we need to start thinking about other ways that we might be able to address this challenge. And so he's basically working on it on the back end to see if there's anything that can be done to get this mural of tie-dye basically uploaded into Gran Turismo. Meanwhile, I start working on the R34. And as I'm working on it, I'm realizing that, a lot of the assets that were sent over, they were in vector format and they were in pretty good quality format, but altogether they were too large. And so I had to go through a lot of the usual stuff that I go through to reduce the file sizes and get them uploaded. If you look at the camouflage on the R33, I basically broke it down into a tan base that I uploaded. And then I broke down individual sections of camouflage that I then uploaded as well, all which were under 15 kilobytes. And then I kind of shaped them to the car that way. And so I got the R33 done, and then I started working on the R34. And I told Carter, we're checking in, seeing if we're making any progress on the back end, and he's still working on things. We haven't lost hope yet. Meanwhile, I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, like, what else can I do? How can I address this? I don't want to not deliver on a project that I committed to delivering on, especially one of this magnitude. And so at this point, I'm basically creating the R34, just the sponsor decals, if you will, the Antisocial Social Club and the Motul and all of that. And I'm getting everything laid out and ready for the tie-dye. And I tried a couple different things with a couple of different paints to see if maybe I could just go with the pink paint and it would be good enough, but it really wasn't. This is a very unique pattern. And so I was really starting to stress out. The R33 is done and dusted. The R34, we don't have a solution for it yet. So I actually tried a lot of different things to solve for the R34 challenge. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to create tie-dye patterns in Inkscape. I tried uploading those patterns to the game, but as soon as I would upload them, they would lose the tie-dye pattern and just turn into pink blocks. And if you know anything about the Gran Turismo decal uploader, you know that it does weird things like that, especially with gradients. It's just very finicky. And so I knew that there would be challenges. Even if I could create a tie-dye pattern, I would have a hard time getting that tie-dye pattern uploaded. And so it's like Sunday afternoon at this point, and again, I was committed to having this done by Monday morning. And I had this idea that maybe what I could do is upload like a cloud decal and take that cloud decal and kind of layer it different ways to achieve a tie-dye effect. And sure enough, I'm in Showcase. I search for cloud, I get a couple hits. I search for smoke, and I get a few more hits. And so I download it to my collection. And then I apply it to the car, and then I change the color to pink, and I think to myself, this might actually work. And I basically would duplicate it a bunch of different times. I stretched and skewed it. I would replicate it from pink to black, from pink to red, and I basically created a livery that is like 300 decals of the exact same decal, replicated over and over and over again, but just shaped different ways to create a tie-dye effect on the R34. And so it isn't perfect, But if you didn't know what you were looking for, you wouldn't know that it's not perfect. Like, it turned out really good. At least I think it turned out really good. And at the end of the day, we're able to make it happen. We're able to deliver for the client. We're able to bring this idea to life in Gran Turismo. Again, taking that vision and making it a reality.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And so if you actually go on Gran Turismo's Instagram page, you'll see that, not the cars in real life, of course, but the billboards that they used and some of the media that they used for this launch premiere and this GT World Series streaming party event, you'll see that some of that media are pictures that I took in GTscapes and sent over as part of the final asset pack for my deliverable for this project. But every now and then, you know, something happens in life that you just get really excited about. You know, you get the acknowledgement of hard work and, you know, kind of blood, sweat, and tears that, you know, I've put a lot of effort into this YouTube channel, and it's not a huge channel by any means, but I do have a pretty loyal following and I appreciate you guys. But this kind of opportunity that just comes out of the blue, it's really just a recognition of the amount of work and effort that I've put in to honing my craft and kind of putting myself out there. And it just makes it all worthwhile. You know, it really does. It makes it all worthwhile. So anyways, I had to share that story with you guys. It fills me with a great sense of pride. I've been playing Gran Turismo for like the last 20 years. And, you know, to have this kind of opportunity, yeah, it's like, for me, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, I love gaming. I've always wanted to work in the gaming industry, but it's like, how do you actually do that? And, you know, and here we are. So really hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, you guys. And until next time, we'll catch up with you later. Goodbye.